Let's start with a picture. This is the flat plane, and every point on it can be written as a little stack of numbers, a vector. Here is the point 2 across, 3 up. As a column, that's just 2, 3. The coordinates stacked on top of each other. Now, a rotation, a stretch, a shear, any way of reshaping the whole plane at once gets written as a matrix, and multiplying that matrix by a vector hands you the moved point. So today, vectors, matrices, and the multiplication that ties them together. A vector is best pictured as an arrow. It starts at the origin and points to its coordinates. So the vector 3, 2 is this arrow reaching out to the point 3 across and 2 up. Written as a column, it's 3 on top, 2 on the bottom. Those two numbers are the components. The top one tells you how far it runs sideways. The bottom one, how far it climbs. Together, they pin the arrow down completely. Vectors add in the most natural way imaginable. Take U, 2, 3, and W, 5, 1. Slide W so its tail sits on the tip of U. The arrow from the very start to the very end is the sum. On paper, it's even simpler. Just add matching components. 2 plus 5 is 7, 3 plus 1 is 4. The sum is 7, 4. Scaling is just as friendly. A scalar is a single number, and multiplying a vector by it multiplies every component. Start with V, multiply by 2, and the arrow keeps its exact direction but doubles in length. It just reaches twice as far. Multiply by a negative number, and it flips to point the opposite way. Here -1, we turns clean around through the origin. A matrix is simply a rectangular grid of numbers. Here's one with 2 rows and 3 columns. We describe its size as rows by columns. So this one is 2 by 3. Rows always come first. Say it that way every time and you'll never mix them up. Each entry gets an address. Aij means row I, column j. So A12 sits in row 1, column 2. That's the 4. And E23 is row 2, column 3, the 8. Here's the deeper way to read a matrix. Not as a static grid, but as a recipe for moving the whole plane. The trick is to watch just 2 arrows, I heart pointing right and J heart pointing up. The secret is hiding in plain sight. The columns of the matrix tell you exactly where these 2 arrows land. The first column is the new home of I heart. The second column, the new home of J heart. So watch. I hat slides to 1. 0, it barely moves, and J heart swings out to 2, 3. The entire grid stretches and shears to follow them. That single motion is what the matrix does to every point at once. Now the operation that ties it all together. A matrix times a vector. Take a 1, 2, 0, 3 and the vector 4, 5. The rule is each entry of the answer is a row of the matrix dotted with the vector. First entry. Take the top row 1, 2 and the vector 4, 5. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 5 is 10. Together, 14. Second entry. The bottom row, 0, 3. 0 times 4 is nothing. 3 times 5 is 15. So 15. Stack the two results and a times v is 14, 15. And here's the beautiful part. That answer is not just arithmetic. Remember, the columns are where I hat and J hat land. So A times V is really 4 steps along the first column, plus 5 steps along the second. Follow those 2 hops, and you land exactly at 14, 15, the same point the arithmetic gave us. Row dot column and this geometric blend are 2 faces of one idea. Before we multiply to full matrices, one rule keeps you out of trouble. Line the 2 shapes up, left 1 then right 1. The 2 inner numbers, the columns of the left and the rows of the right, must match. That shared number, k, is what gets summed over. If they disagree, the product simply isn't defined. And the outer two numbers give you the size of the result. M rows, n columns. So a 2 by 3 times a 3 by 4 gives a 2 by 4. Predict the shape before you compute a single entry. Now to full matrices. Here are a and B, both 2 by 2. So their product is 2 by 2 as well. Every entry of the answer is one row of a dotted with one column of B. Top left, row 1 of A, 1, 2, with column 1 of B, 1, 3. 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 3 is 6, 7. Top right. Row 1 of A with column 2 of B, 0, 1. 1 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2, 2. Bottom left. Row 2 of A, 0, 1, with column 1 of B, 0 plus 3, 3. And bottom right, row 2 with column 2, 0 plus 1, 1. Collect the four numbers into their grid. And a times B is 7, 2, 3, 1. Here is a place matrices break with ordinary numbers, and it trips people up constantly. We just found a times B is 7, 2, 3, 1. Now let's compute B times A. Same matrices, opposite order. Row 1 of B is 1, 0. Row 2 is 3, 1. Dotting through the columns of A gives 1, 2, 3, 7. Reading down the entries. So B times A is 1, 2, 3, 7. Plainly not the same as 7, 2, 3, 1. Both products exist, both are 2 by 2, yet they disagree. That's the rule. Matrix multiplication is not commutative. A to B and B to A are different questions, so never swap the order. One more essential move. The transpose. You flip the matrix across its main diagonal. So rows become columns and columns become rows. Take this 2 by 3 matrix. Its first row, 1 to 3, stands up to become the first column. The second row, 4, 5, 6, becomes the second column. A 2 by 3 turns into a 3 by 2. The transpose comes with one identity you must get right. The transpose of a product equals the product of the transposes, but in reversed order. A to be transposed is B transpose times A transpose, not the other way around. Check it on our pair. A to be transposed is 7321. And B transpose times A transpose works out to exactly the same thing, 7321. The identity holds, and the order really did have to flip. A few matrices show up so often they earn names. First, the identity. One straight down the diagonal, zeros everywhere else. It's the number one of the matrix world. Multiply any matrix by the identity and nothing changes at all. A times I is just a... Next, a diagonal matrix, square, with every off-diagonal entry 0. It does something wonderfully simple. It scales each component of a vector on its own. Multiply by this d, and the first component doubles, the second is multiplied by 5, and the third flips sign. Each diagonal entry stretches its own axis. Nothing gets mixed. A symmetric matrix equals its own transpose. Flip it across the diagonal and it's unchanged. In entries, Aij equals Aji. Notice the matching 3's mirrored across the diagonal here. Watch a subtle point here. Every diagonal matrix is symmetric. Its mirror image is trivially itself. But a symmetric matrix can carry non-zero off-diagonal entries, like these 3's. Symmetric is the bigger family. Don't confuse the two. Last, triangular matrices. Upper triangular means everything below the main diagonal is 0, as in this U. Lower triangular is the mirror. Zeros above. Triangular matrices hand you a lovely shortcut. Their determinant is just the product of the diagonal entries. Here that's 2 times 3 times 7, 42. No expansion needed. Your turn. Here is a matrix M and a vector V. Pause the video right now and compute M times V yourself. Remember, each entry is a row dotted with the vector. I'll wait. Here's the walkthrough. Top row, 2, 1, with V. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2, 8. Bottom row, 1, 3. 3 plus 6 is 9. So m times v is 8, 9. If you'd like a second check, blend the columns instead. 3 times 2, 1 plus 2 times 1, 3 also gives 8, 9. If you got that, you've genuinely got this. Trap 1. Ignoring dimensions. Before multiplying, the columns of the left must equal the rows of the right. If they don't, the product simply doesn't exist. No exceptions. Trap 2. Multiplying entry by entry. Real matrix multiplication is row dotted with column. Just multiplying matching entries is a different operation entirely and almost never what you want. Trap 3. Assuming order doesn't matter. Matrix multiplication is not commutative. Swapping A to B for B to A changes the result and can even make it undefined. And trap 4. Forgetting to reverse for the transpose. A to B transposed is B transpose times A transpose. Writing A transpose times B transpose is a classic slip. Let's pull it together. A vector is an arrow, a stack of components you add tip to tail and stretch with scalars. A matrix is both a grid and a way of moving space. You multiply by dotting each row with each column, and its columns say where the basis vectors land. And guard the two rules that catch everyone. Order matters. A to B is not B to A, and the transpose of a product flips the order. Hold those, and vectors and matrices are yours.